here and ready to start.
This is a Yeedi Vac Max, and it sucks. I did say it sucked at the beginning. That was more of a dad joke. I hope you got that, because that wasn't meant for that. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out the Yeedi Vac Max. So this is a robot vacuum, as well as it has mopping capabilities. I have had quite a few different robot vacuums. I've done the 𝐥𝐤𝐤, I've done Roborock, I've done, the other one was 𝐬𝐵. Yeah, 𝐬𝐵. My 𝐬𝐵 one is kind of like the iRobots, the older generation ones. There is no mapping capabilities at all, no phone app. Actually, it does have a phone app, but no mapping capabilities. The Roborock does have mapping capabilities, same with the 𝐤𝐤𝐤s that I have down here in the basement. I highly suggest if you're going to buy a robot vacuum, you get one that has mapping capabilities, because that way it's going to go back and forth. It's not going to just go and bounce off one wall and go to the next and vacuum up inefficient. These are way more efficient because they map out the room using a LiDAR sensor, and then it allows you to pick up what you don't want it to, like a no-go zone, or block out an area that you don't want it to vacuum at all ever. So this thing retails for about $360, and which is not too bad at all for a robot vacuum that has all these features, especially mopping. But right now on, I almost said eBay, but it's Amazon, it is $297. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can check out current pricing and check out any more features you like to see about this, as well as there is a coupon code for it for about 40 bucks, I think. I'll leave it all in the description below so you can check out yourself. So let's get back to this. What I want to do is I want to get this out of the box, show you what's in the box. Also, we're going to go over some of the features on the app, as well as we're going to see it in action, see how well it does on carpet, on hardwood floor, doing the mopping features. The one thing I'm really curious about is how's it going to do with mopping and vacuuming, switching between the two. It's obviously not going to automatically switch for you, so you're going to have to switch it yourself and plan that out. So it's not quite fully automated by any means, but it's a pretty close, and it gives you the options at least. And instead of just vacuum only, you have mopping features. So let's go ahead and check out and we'll see what you get in the box. And we're going to do the best we can here. It's got a wide angle lens on my camera, but it's not quite wide enough. So here we go. We got the quick start guide and a little bit of information about getting started with the Yeedi vacuum. As you can see here, you got the vacuum, and it's in a nice little cloth, pretty nice cloth bag here. So we'll get that in a second. You have the cable for the docking station. You have the docking station here. What I don't like is the caution up the very top here, because this is what's going to sit in your kitchen, or it's going to sit wherever you want it to dock to charge. So if you're going to dock it underneath a couch or something like that, it won't matter. But I'd rather see this black and maybe on the back side have the caution. But here's the charging pads here, and then the sensors behind here for it to know when to come back. They also have tape on this, and I'm assuming that there's rubber pads underneath here that are going to allow it to sit on like a hardwood floor or something like that and kind of stick a little bit without being like a sticker. And then here's a foam pad. This is really nice because I can tell you right now, my 𝐤𝐤𝐤s vacuum, for whatever reason, every once in a while, it will kick the charging station, and all of a sudden it won't find home because it's turned around and facing the wall. So that's not very good. On the back here, you got the plug-in for it, as well as able to wrap the cable or excess cable back here if you want to. That way it's not just out and about. So down here you have the mopping portion of it. So you got one mopping pad right there, and then they provide you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They provide you 5 extra mopping pads. And then you have the little arm here. So that way it can sweep in any of the debris. If it's running along maybe the wall or something like that, it can sweep in debris there, and you'll put this on. So here's the vacuum right here. You got the bumper pad right here. So if it does run into something, it can know that something's there and it needs to move around. It does have a camera right here, or LiDAR camera or sensor right there. So that way it can tell, kind of read the room, what's going on. You got a power button right there and the brand logo right there. This is a nice flat white. I really actually do like the white on here. Most vacuums, the robot vacuums that I have, actually all of them, are all black and shiny. And guess what gets caught up on the shiny? Every dust particle ever known to man. So I like the white. That's really nice. Then you lift the lid here, and then you have the power on and off here. And then you have the connection to the Wi-Fi there. And then you have the waste bin here with a filter here. And this allows you to remove it and dispose of whatever's in there. Right here, a little cutter so that way you can cut out any animal hair or pet hair out of the wheel, as well as a brush to help clean that up too. So that kind of locks in right here, which is really nice. Then on the bottom you have where you connect the brush wheel on if you're vacuuming. You got the brush wheel here. Well, I guess this is more of the sweeper. And the brush wheel, you got the contact pads for charging, and you got the wheels here that move up and down. Look how much extension they have here. That allows it to go from hardwood floor to carpet and make it easier on the machine itself. Then you have the wheel here. This thing does remove here so that you can get this wheel out and then clean it up if you get any pet hair or anything like that in there. What I like about it is it has all these little rubbers disconnected on rubbers. It's not just a big sweep of rubber here. It allows it kind of like a car wash almost. And then on the bottom here, you have the water bin for the mopping feature. So you would remove this and fill this up with water. Doesn't look like you have too much area for water. I'm not sure how much space or area it would cover, but we'll check that out too. So excited about that. So here's the vacuum and what you got in the box. And what we're going to do is go ahead. What I really would like to see is them to provide at least one more of the sweepers. You provided already the extra mopping pads, which is great, but if you're going to provide one more sweeper just in case one gets caught and gets torn up, that would have been nice. Wishful thinking, I guess. Not a big deal. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to get the app open, get this on the charging station and connect it to my app and see if there's any firmware updates, and going to go start testing it out. So there's what you get in the box. Let's get into the cleaning, and also I want to get into the app like I mentioned before and show you kind of around the app. One thing I wanted to mention is you can purchase a separate self-emptying storage bin or a self-emptying bin for this, so that way it'll dock to it and empty out its contents, and then you can just take it out of the trash, just like a little trash bag or whatever it's called. That way you don't have to actually empty the bin yourself. That is $200. I'll link that in the description below so you can check it out too. But it's $200 extra. So if you're looking at right now about $250 to $300 on the vacuum, and then $200 on top of that to get the self-emptying bin, you're looking at about $500, which is actually about half off of what most robot vacuums out there are with the self-emptying bins. So let's go ahead and check out some of the features and the things that this provides you. It boosts up 300 PA, which is like suction power that most vacuums go off of, is the PA. I'm not sure what it means and stands for, but 3000 PA is quite a bit. So this is a 2-in-1 vacuum and mop, so there's no need to buy a separate robot mop or vacuum for this. It can do both. It does have advanced ultrasonic carpet detection, so the sensor can intelligently check and see what kind of carpet or what kind of floor you're on. It does have visual mapping and editable maps, so that way you can go ahead and customize and cleaning and make sure you can clean and customize all your home and no-go zones and all that. It does have a 5,200 milliamp battery, which powers up to 200 minutes of runtime on a single charge. It is app and voice controlled, so that you can enable it via your voice, via Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant if you want, or even on the app. So during my testing, I tested it vacuuming on the carpet, as well as vacuuming on hardwood, and even using the mopping features on the hardwood floor. Now, vacuuming on the carpet was pretty good. I did leave Fruity Pebbles out, and the first pass, it didn't quite pick it up, but when it came back again and did a second pass, it picked up all of them. It did pretty good for it being in the carpet. I forgot to put that little sweeper on, so all it was using is the middle wheel or the roller wheel. So it probably would have done a better job with the sweeper as well, in addition to the roller. Now I did put out, as you can see here, I put out, I can't remember what this is, Lucky Charms, and it did pick up all the Lucky Charms, and those are a little bit bigger than Fruity Pebbles, so it's a little easier, but it did a pretty good job of picking up the debris in the carpet. So when it came to mopping, what you want to do is pull out the reservoir and fill it up with water, and then when you put it in there and you put the mop feature on, then when you get that mop feature on, it knows it's in mopping mode. I'm not sure how it exactly knows, but it must be like a little trigger underneath the vacuum itself. But once you get that in there, it will vacuum in front and then mop while it trails. and this is what it came up with. I had it on, I think, the medium setting for the water. You can put it anywhere from, I think there's 4 different settings for how much water to put out, and it did a pretty good job. But I went ahead on the last sweep, I went ahead and upped it 1 more power, which was on high. I think there's a high and a max, so there's 1 more above this one. It didn't do super bad, but I will tell you there was a lot of dirt on the mopping pad when I got done with it. So we had our cleaning lady come on Friday, and now it's a couple days later, so that wasn't too bad. I think it did a pretty good job. So let's go ahead and check out the app real quick and show you around. All right, so here's the app. I have 1 vacuum set up right now, so I can add other devices if I have more devices or for more 1 vacuum, which is kind of nice because I can put one upstairs. These don't quite go up the stairs yet. So you can, right now it's on the auto cleaning level, and I can go and record what days. By clicking on that, it tells you when I actually did the auto cleaning. Go ahead and click on that, and it's gonna go ahead and load my vacuum. Right now at the very top, it's showing it snoozing right now and charging. And it kind of shows you a map of what it picked up on currently in my living room. So then you have area, auto, and custom. So you can do a custom cleaning, custom rooms, like pick which rooms you want to clean at what times, pick which area you want to clean if you want to do a certain room right now. Auto just goes ahead and just cleans all. Map management allows you to manage the maps, select rooms, also no-go zones. I can hit run right now, so it automatically just goes ahead and cleans right now. And right now it's in recharge mode. So right now, last time I did do this was today at 17:59, which was, I guess it's 5:59, I think, in non-military time. It was in auto cleaning mode. It did 65 square feet in 13 minutes. And then right now, here's the 3 vacuum powers, which is standard. And then they got Max and Max Plus. So I just leave it on standard. I haven't really had any need for Max or Max Plus. It doesn't show you the mopping power on this, or mopping the wet, whatever it leaves, until you install that little mop pad. Schedule or cleaning schedule, you can schedule all the way from every day to every other day, weekends, whatever your heart's content. Voice report, so it does talk, so if you don't want that on at all, you can turn it down, or you can turn it up if you're hard of hearing, but in the middle, it's pretty loud. And it can scare you. These are just different preferences that you can use. Resumed cleaning, I enabled it because if it dies, the battery dies, it'll go back to the base, or at least before it dies, it goes back to the base. And when it's done, it'll go back to do what it's doing. So if I have a big floor, or if you have a big downstairs, or wherever you have it, and it's not gonna do it all in one full charge, you wanna leave resumed clean on. Do not disturb, this means just anytime between this time and this time. Right now it's 2200 to 8 a.m. It's not gonna clean, no matter what. Auto boost suction, so when this is enabled, it will automatically detect carpet and enable boosting the suction versus hard floor. That way, it goes ahead and gets all the dirt and debris from the carpet versus not needing that full suction on hardwood because it's easier to pick all that stuff up. Auto emptying, I went ahead and disabled this. It was it was enabled from the get-go, and I don't have that bin, so I disabled it. I don't have the bin, but if you bought the bin, you have the way to go ahead and enable it. And then cleaning sequence, you can change the sequences of the cleaning section here, wherever you want to do. And that's pretty much it. Oh, one thing I do want to comment on, you can rename the vacuum. Usage on the accessories, so you got the side brush, main brush, and the filter 100%, so it lets you know when you need to clean it out or replace it. Firmware right now, you can check for updates. You can actually set it to auto update, which I really like because for me, I want to see the update. I want to know what is updating about it. But for like my parents or someone, auto update, automatic update for everything. Seriously, it's so much easier. You can go to help if you need help. They have common questions, frequently asked questions on here, and then you can search, and then they have a view instruction manual. And then serial number, network information, and area unit. You can change it from square feet to square meters if you wanted to. That's the Yeedi Max Vac. And I did say it sucked at the beginning. That was more of a dad joke. I hope you got that because that wasn't meant for that. But I will say, after using this and testing it out versus what I've seen with the 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐬, iRobot, and Eufy, what else did I have? I got the Roborock. It does a really good job when it transitions between hardwood and carpet, and also like an area rug. So for 350 bucks, which actually it's cheaper than that, this isn't bad with all those, well, the mopping feature and the carpet feature. I really like that. I do have one thing that really bothered me on this one, and I want to let you guys know about it because I would want to know if I was spending money on something. When you go to create the map, because you can't put any no-go zones without the map being created. And the map won't create itself until it actually does the full vacuuming. And so what I wanted to do is test a little area, and it wanted to go and go and go, and it really wanted to do my whole house. I don't want it to do that. I didn't want to spend all that time doing that at that time. And so what I had to do is just kind of makeshift something for that thing to run it, the bumper to run into, and think there's a wall there. So that way it would create the map for my living room, so it would show it to you. Also, you can't just pause it and say this is a no-go zone, so it has to figure it out for itself. So you almost have to walk around and follow it around. I couldn't figure out how to get no-go zones on there with it not completed with the map, because if the map's not completed, it won't let you modify it until it's complete. Then other than that, I mean, having to put the mop on and fill up the bin. They say they don't want you to leave water in the bin, which I probably agree with. But you pretty much have to schedule when you're going to mop. So if you're going to mop the next day, you're going to go ahead and put the mop section on and let it go. Let me know in the comments if this is something for you. If you think you could utilize something with a mop and a vacuum feature, I'd love to hear from you. Also, if this video helped you out in any way, please leave me a like. And if you have any questions, comments, or opinions about this, go ahead and put in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you again. And if this is your first time to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.